Hello, everybody. Mrs. Mack here, and I am coming to you with your vocabulary lesson for week 4, which is the week of April 6th. And these words should help you when you are working on your packet and your stories for this week. So we're going to start by looking at some of our vocabulary words. And we're going to start with the word bouquet. Okay, so when we look at the picture, we can see that it's a bunch of flowers all together and they're tied together. So a bouquet is a bunch of flowers in one place. You might have a bouquet of flowers for somebody's birthday or at a wedding. Those are the kind of places you would find a bouquet. Our next word is emotion. I found last time that when I played the recorder, it didn't record as well, so I'm going to try and just read them to you this week. Surprise is such a strong emotion that people often gasp out loud. So, emotion is a feeling, or so you might be sad, you might be happy. In this one, you are surprised. It's when you're sharing an emotion is something that is attached to a feeling. Okay. Our next word is encircle. The children held hands to encircle the tree. So if you look at the picture, the kids are all around the tree. They're holding their hands so that there's no break. So when you encircle something, you go all the way around it. Your next word is express. Tito made a picture to express his love of color. When you express something, you share it. It may be a picture. You might explain something in words. You might buy a gift for someone to express how you feel about them. But when you express it, you share that feeling with someone else, or that idea or that comment. This word is fussy. Fussy Mr. Green stood in front of the mirror until his bow tie looked perfect. Right? When you are fussy, that means you want everything exactly the way it should be. It should be just perfect. And you're not going to settle until it's right that way. So when you are a fussy person, Mr. Green wasn't willing to go out until the bow tie was perfectly straight and he was ready to go. So when you are fussy, you aren't ready to continue until things are exactly the way they should be. Okay, let's go back and make sure that Mrs. Mack didn't miss any of our words. Aha, I thought there were more. Here we go. This word is portraits. This week, Anne's art class is drawing portraits of themselves and each other. So a portrait is a picture of a person. The gold-beaded curtain sparkles in the light. Sparkles is our word. Something that is sparkly or that would sparkle is shiny or metallic maybe. It can get caught in the sunlight. Also, stars can sparkle at night. So it's anything that's kind of glittery. This word is whirl. The dances were able to whirl and twirl without getting dizzy. So if we look at the picture, you'll see how they're kind of spinning and moving. We'll watch this video. And we're back to the beginning with bouquet. So those are the words that are going to be coming up in your stories this week. Let's go down and do one more. this is the one I want. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It says on number 1 to read the sentence below out loud. Say the sentence with a lot of emotion. All right, so I could say number 1, we did it. I could say number 2, we did it. Which sentence uses more emotion? Number 1 or number 2? Okay. If you think about it, I'm hoping you all said number 2 because I put some energy and expression into what I said. The second word is fussy. Read the antonym below for fussy. Add another word that means the opposite of fussy. Remember, synonyms are the same, antonyms are opposites. Fussy. So if you are not fussy, you are easygoing, you are calm. We could also say that you are relaxed. Someone who isn't fussy is kind of go with the flow. They're relaxed. Whatever happens, happens, and that's okay. This word again is encircle. Underline the word circle in encircle. So I'm going to come back up and underline circle. Now it says to draw a line under the prefix in. What does encircle mean? So we'll come back here and I'll change my color. And I'm going to also draw a underline under N. We know that when you encircle something, to encircle means to be in a circle around something. Remember the picture of our tree and the kids were holding hands in a circle around it. There were no breaks. So if there was a person inside the circle, that person wouldn't be able to get out. They were completely encircled. Number 4 was the word portraits. Where would you find family portraits? Okay, we know that a portrait, we said, was a picture of someone, either of themselves or somebody else. So a family portrait would be a photo of your entire family. I would find a family portrait in a frame hanging on a wall or sitting on a shelf. They're out for display so people can see your entire family in a photo. All right, on number 5, the word is express. Use your face to show how you express unhappiness. So take a moment and look in the mirror. If you are unhappy, what kind of a face would you make? Maybe you're frowning, or maybe you have a look of disgust on your face. You're not happy. So take a moment and take a look. It would be the opposite of a smile. If you're happy, you would be smiling. If you're unhappy, you would be frowning and upset. Looking at number 6, bouquet. Which of these people usually carries a bouquet? Now remember, we said a bouquet was a bunch of flowers. Would a scientist need a bunch of flowers to carry and go to work with? Does a cook use flowers, a bouquet of flowers in their baking? Or would a bride carry a bouquet down the aisle? I'm going to go with a bride, so I will circle the word bride. Number 7 is the word sparkles. What can a driver do to make sure his or her car sparkles? Remember when we looked at the word sparkles, it was that glittery gold. So we want it to be bright and shiny in the sunlight. So in order to do that, one way a driver could make sure his or her car sparkles would be to keep the car nice and clean. So I would say that a driver can wash their car often to make sure it sparkles in the sun. All right, the last word we have is whirl. Draw a picture of a ride at an amusement park that will whirl when it starts. All right, before we go on, remember, Mrs. Mack is not an artist, especially when she's trying to do it with her fingers on a computer. But sometimes when you go to an amusement park, there is a ride that kind of looks like this, and it has cars coming out the side of it. And when the ride starts, it starts to spin from here. So this is going this way, and your cars can also start to spin or whirl around, and they may go this way while the rest of the ride is going that way. So something that whirls, spins, or twirls around. All right, I hope that this helps you as you head into your reading for this week. If you have any questions, you know you can always reach out to me, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care and stay healthy.